Yeah, hi.
Hi.
Firstly, thank you very much for coming to my show.
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm super excited. I've seen like a little bit of your videos and I think they're super cool. What you're doing is awesome. So I'm super happy to be on.
I've gone through your profile. I can see you're doing a lot of work. So I thought to tell about the work that you're doing to my audience.
Okay, awesome. Should I talk about it right now?
Yeah. Can
Okay,
you
cool.
please introduce yourself to my audience?
Yes! Hi, everybody. My name is Elahn Danee. I am the tech goddess, self-proclaimed, obviously. So what I do is I like to focus on tech and mindset. So for me, I'm self-taught. I'm a self-taught developer. I started learning how to code mid-pandemic, August 2020. And as I've gone along, I've learned more and more about myself. I've gone through my own spiritual journey, and it made me realize that in order to be effective and impactful in tech, I need to be aligned with who I am. I need to have a positive mindset and be centered in my own authenticity. So in the process, I've just been creating a lot of different things. I've created an online community it's called .NET Book Study. So for those who don't know, it's for C# and .NET. I created that community in Discord. I also created a web series on my YouTube channel called .NET Book Study. So it's the corresponding series where me and my co-host Gabriel Emmanuel, we help teach people how to code and how to use the .NET framework. And I'm not a person who knows it all. I don't know everything when it comes to tech and coding, but one thing I do love is I love to have really delicious conversations. I love to have good conversations and I love to learn. And if I can do that in a group atmosphere, like in a round table atmosphere, I feel like that's just where I thrive. So I've done a lot. I create a lot and I do it for the fun of it. Um, I also have my own web series called A Conversation With, where I interview other developers and what they're doing and highlight their stories and their journeys. A little bit more on the human side, not just the technical side. And, I would love to have you on. If you would be so happy to have a conversation with me as well. I would love to have you on my show too. So just throwing that out there.
Definitely. So before that, so I want to ask more about when you started this. I can understand that you have started doing coding from pandemic.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that journey there, one funny thing was that it was just an impulsive thought. Like I didn't I thought it was like, okay, it would be so cool if I could do this. Like, how cool would that be? And I'm like, okay, why not do that? Like, what if I actually did that? What if I did get into the tech industry? A little bit was um I fear motivated because we're in the middle of the pandemic. I've seen all these people losing their jobs, and it's like, okay, what if my job, because I was a payroll specialist, so I worked with payroll and retirement reporting at a charter school. So I was like, I didn't like what I was doing and I wanted something more. And I was thinking like, shoot, like everybody's losing their jobs. Um, a lot of these jobs could end up being automated. Like, what if I like lose this job? So instead of me just sitting here like, like a sitting duck, why not get ahead of it and do something about it? Obviously, it seems like the tech industry is booming. I want to be there. How cool would it be if I was there? And that's when I was like, okay, I'm gonna learn how to code. But it was like fear motivated a little bit. And, I've kind of made peace with that. I don't want to dwell on that because I feel like when I focus on doing what I love, that's where like I really thrive. But just being honest, that's where my mind was at the time. It was like, oh shoot, like, okay, this is scary. I see this industry booming. What if I did that? How cool would that be? So yeah.
So coming from non-technical background and starting coding and coming into tech, how was that transformation?
Okay. Well, for me, I've kind of in the past, uh, I've always been a high achiever. So I just liked achieving for the sake of achieving. And it's like, ooh, I did that. Like I was the valedictorian of my high school. I went to UCLA, like all these things, like I just want to achieve, achieve, achieve. However, as I like dive into this industry and I meet all these amazing people and I am still like I'm on this because this is a whole nother story, but like the pandemic triggered my spiritual awakening. So it triggered me going down a spiritual path. Um, so as I have gone down this spiritual path, I realize it's like for me, it is easy to achieve. It's easy to achieve. And sometimes when you focus so much on achievements, it can end up feeling very empty. So like one thing I talked about on my show was called one, it was perfection fatigue, and another was success depression, I think. And it's when you're like like you focus on just being successful and I'm getting this, boom, meeting the goals, and then being depressed after because you were more so focused on the destination rather than the journey. So for me, for the first time in a long time, I've been more like, I'm just having fun with the journey at this point. Like, I like moments like this where I'm meeting somebody new off the internet, talking about something that's super fun. And it's like, I know that achievement will come. Achievement is inevitable for all of us. But right now, what's really important to me is just being true to myself and being in flow and having fun. And that's where like I felt the transformation was for me. Cause it's like, you know, when you're in high school and you're just focusing on getting good grades, that positive feedback loop, you're just like, you know, like, like that's all you care. And you get kind of conditioned to think like that, like with school and just, I feel like I'm rambling, but there's more to life than just always getting that feedback. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Okay.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
So yeah, that's where the transformation was for me. It was like, even with learning how to code, it was the first time where I took ownership over my own education. I was not always getting those A pluses that, you know, the part of that positive feedback. It was very self-motivated. All of this has been very self-motivated. Like I don't have a teacher looking at me like, are you doing that? Are you doing that? Did you turn in your homework? Did you study today? Did you live stream today? Like, you know, I didn't have that. And a part of it, me being self-motivated is me just doing what I love and letting that be the way it is. Just doing what I love. And if in the process of me doing what I love, I make something amazing, then that's awesome. But I still have to be at that home base, like just doing what I love and not waiting for somebody to like tell me what to do. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I got you. So where the self-motivation is coming from? Is this from spirituality that you practice?
Yes, and I'm not here to convince anybody of anything. This is just what I believe. I'm not trying to prove anything to anybody. Again, this is just what I believe. And my belief is that you can create your own reality. And you have a choice, like, on how you want your life to live. Like, you don't have to wait for somebody to discover you. You don't have to wait for somebody to give you that A plus. That's what it is. It's like, no, I am a powerful being. Like, there's all this energy that just surrounds us, that's creating beautiful things like the trees and the flowers and the sun shining. And it's so beautiful. And it's flowing through me. And that's who I am. I'm not separate from it. I'm no different from it. I'm a part of it. So just like how the trees, like my favorite tree is a palm tree. So just how the palm trees could just grow and stand so tall and be so beautiful, and that's who it, like, it's just being itself, you know? Like, I can do the same. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with me being myself. So I hope I'm answering your questions.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just being me. That's what it is. And it's like, it took a lot of unconditioning, a lot of unlearning, a lot of time, and a lot of focus, where it was like all the things that you get told growing up, like, oh, you shouldn't do that. Oh, no, because if you do this, you'll end up like that. Or that's not for you. You know, like, it was like, no, like, I know what's in my heart. I know what's in store for me. If it's in my heart, I'm meant to experience it. For me, it's love, wealth, prosperity, well-being. That's in my heart. Music is in my heart. Also, like dancing, like fun creations and stuff, like that's in my heart. So I'm meant to experience it, and I'm not cutting myself off from it anymore. And I'm showing up as myself, and I'm showing up in this conversation with you and with anyone who's watching. So that's just a part of it for me.
And the spirituality thing shows the emotional side of yours. But technology and coding is something which is completely mind related thing, a logical thing. So how
Yes.
these opposite
Ooh.
things in you?
Ooh. That's a really good question. That's a really good question. You're a great interviewer. Okay. Because that is something that I feel like I have been on a journey of in itself, and I'm learning to become neutral to it. Because I am an emotional person. I just love to create. I love to flow with the wind and stuff. And yet, coding, it's very mind. It's all in the mind. And okay, and I forgot to mention this, like, even like my slogan for like my whole brand, Elahn Danee Codes, is code your reality, because we have the ability to code our realities. And in the process of me coding my reality, I have learned that I code, like, because I used to feel guilty about not coding every day. Because, you know, when you first learn how to code, or when you're in that beginning process of learning how to code, you can see people on Twitter or on YouTube, like, if you want to be a great software developer, if you want to get this job, you got to learn, like, you got to study for hours and hours and hours and hours on end throughout the days, every single day, if you want to be impactful, if you want to be seen as valuable. And that's something that I did believe in at first. And it made my journey like very like crappy. Like, there were some parts where it was just really crappy. And for me, I had to learn how to be comfortable with not caring about other people's opinions, whether or not they consider me an impactful developer. It's like, for me, I like to be. I like to flow. I like to create. I don't want to be in my head all the time. I don't want to problem solve all the time. Because I've learned in my journey, I've learned that when my mind is focused on problem after problem after problem, I receive problems after problems after problems. And it becomes a struggle. And so I've learned that in order for me to be impactful and do what I want to do, and show up and be valuable, I already consider myself valuable, but in order for me to be valuable in this space of technology, I have to have a clear mind. I cannot focus on problems. I choose to see opportunities. I choose to see solutions. And I'm not like talking down about anybody who loves problem solving. I'm just like the palm tree being itself, I'm gonna be myself too. I don't like it. So I've found that I enjoy keeping my mind clear so I can, like, if while everybody is looking at the problems, doing what they're doing, looking into the details, I like to see the potential of things that could be. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm a big picture person. I like to zoom out and see, like, it would be cool if we did this and we did that. And I'm growing to be more comfortable in that position and just being me. And I'm not even saying this as in like, I've had this all figured out for years and years. Like, no, like a few months ago, like I was feeling very guilty about like not feeling super motivated to code. And it was like, okay, well, what am I going to code? Like, I don't want to just code just to code. Like, that's miserable. Like, I want it to feel meaningful. I want it to feel impactful. I want to feel called to do it. One thing that I do like, though, is I like seeing other people's projects, but on a live stream, like as they're breaking it down and that engagement and like that conversation, it's like, oh, what are you working on? Like, ooh, what made you do that? Like, what? Ooh, how fun! Like, I just don't like to code just to code. Like, I feel like life is more than that. Technology is supposed to make our lives easier, and more fun and more relaxed. So I don't need to stress over it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's a super observation, and it's a super quality that you have, because technology is there for humans to solve their problems, and it is just one of the mediums with which human saves time and energy. And
Exactly.
you give a lot of importance to the natural things and the reality. So that understanding is great. So where this understanding came from, and after coming into technology, doing coding, and also I can see you're into .NET, you have understood something and you have done something. Is there any change after coming into coding, which is logical?
So can you repeat that? Just so I want to make sure that I'm understanding it. Could you repeat that? I don't want to just like spew out words.
Is there any change that happened after coming into coding?
I will say the biggest thing for me was just the time that I built my website. And I was using Blazor, and I love Blazor. I love learning. I love like seeing things come to life. However, I was under and I'm not going to say that I was wrong, but I've kind of strayed away from this thinking. It was that I cared about how I was seen as a developer. Like what I'm doing right now is something that I want to do. However, I felt like in order to be seen as, um, maybe legit, and that's a little bit of imposter syndrome, which I love to talk about. Um, in order for me to be seen as legit, I felt like I needed to build my website from scratch, no help. And it's like, now look what I did. Look what I did. I'm legit. And I could get hired if I wanted to. Like, that's what I was thinking. And it was just like, it was so painful. It was fun. It was obsessive, but it was also painful because there were times, like, it took me, I think, from September, like late September of 2020, I think. I'm getting the years mixed up. I can't believe it's already been like 3 years since 2020. I think it was 2021. It was 2021, the end of 2021. Oh my gosh, what year? I don't even remember the years anymore. I just remember it took me from like late September to January to build my website, my Blazer website, but it was my website to showcase my portfolio. And it was like all of these things that I was like putting together and to showcase, this is what I've done. This is who I am. Like, I'm legit. And the creation part was really fun. It was really fun to create and to come up with something new that I've never done before. However, I became obsessed and I was worrying more so about the outcome rather than having fun with the creation part. And I was worrying more about the opinions of others than having fun with the creation part. And so there were times where I was not eating, like I was just on my laptop for hours and hours, no breaks, no water, no food. I would forget and I would just let that time like slip away. Like people would want to hang out or like have fun. No, I'm coding. And it's like I would never want to get to that point again. And I think that is like, it's a place where I like literally like, I think that was the breaking point when it came to it. It's like, I'm never putting coding above me ever again. I'm not freaking worshiping code. Like, that's not what coding is about. That's not what tech is about. It's about humans creating, having fun, making things easier for each other, and just like, it's just having fun. That's literally what it is. To me, that's what it is. Is bringing ideas to light and reveling in that fact that you brought that idea to life. But to worship code, to worship the screen, heck no, I'm not doing that. So it was that part where it was like, I don't ever want to go back to, because like I was not taking care of myself. I was not like, I felt guilty reaching out to people for help, to ask questions, because when you first start learning how to code, you get told that you have, and even like when you're trying to get hired at a job, you get told that you got to be a great problem solver. And like in my mind at the time, I thought that in order to be a great problem solver, I had to learn how to code something I've never coded before on my own, by myself, Google it, no reaching out to anybody, doing it alone. And and it's so funny, like once I started becoming more aligned, I think like months after, I don't know how long after, but I used to see, I think this U-Haul truck that would like drive past like in my neighborhood, and on the truck, there was this message that says, "Don't go it alone." And it's like stuff like that when you're just like, like little signs like, okay, don't go it alone. Okay. So it's like, and I think that's when I created, with my co-host Gabriel Emanuel, I created .NET Book Study. Like, I think that's what it would happen. It was like, where it's like, oh, this is somebody I've never met before. Like, I still haven't met in person. He's like, I'm in California, like in the United States. He's in Lagos, Nigeria. And it's like, me and him, we have such a great conversation about, the Little ASP.NET Core book by Nate Barbatini. We had such an amazing conversation. It was because it was supposed to be like a book study. And meeting people. And it was just like, whoa, how fun was that? And he was like, what if we like did this in podcast form? And I was like, shoot, I said it like the Zoom right then after. I was like, let's do it. Like I set up my YouTube channel. I'm like, let's do it. Cause like, why not? That's fun. So I in my journey, I'm realizing like, I don't want to be a problem solver. There's too much, like, I didn't need to be a problem solver to make the palm trees grow, to make the sun come up and to set every day, to make the wind blow. I didn't need to be a problem solver when that stuff was happening. Like, that's what it's like. All these dots that I'm trying to connect, I don't even have to do that. Like, I just have to be me, and I have to show up as who I am, and that's all I got to do. So,
So this spirituality in you made you is the reason why you have done it with the team, not alone.
yes, I'm telling you this, like, I am doing things I've never, like, I've always been a creative person. I've always liked to make things my own, but like, I have stepped outside of my comfort zone. Like I am doing things I have never done before. I have released myself into the unknown, and I am standing here in my truth, in the truth of who I am, knowing that everything's going to be all right, knowing that, like, I have faith that everything's going to work out because I'm just being who I'm supposed to be. And there's nothing, like, wrong with that. I don't have to prove myself to anybody. Like, all I gotta do is just be me. And that's what anybody, like, everybody, all you gotta do is just be you. And it feels good. It feels good, and there's nothing where, like, I need you to do this in order for me to feel good. No, I'm choosing to feel good. I'm choosing to be in the flow. I'm choosing to be creative. And, you know, when we all come together, whether it's working on a project or having a fun conversation like this, I know it's going to pop off because that's just what it is. So yeah, I hope,
I,
I hope I'm answering your questions.
yeah, it is very clear. And what you have used in order to make this website happen?
Huh? What was that?
What tools you have used in order to
What
develop this?
tools? Okay, so the tools that I used. So for the IDE, when I built my website, I used Visual Studio Code. I first started learning how to code using Visual Studio. I just like Visual Studio Code more. It's a lot quicker for me. I'm a Mac user, and I know that for .NET and C Sharp, a lot of it was, and I think like in Microsoft, a lot of it was like Windows based. And as a Mac user, sometimes, like in my experience, I know that the Mac, like the updates for Mac can be a little further along the road, which is another thing. Okay. I'm connecting a dot right here. Okay. I think, like, just the fact that as a Mac user and learning C Sharp and learning .NET, you know, there's a difference between Windows and Mac. And because Microsoft is can be very Windows based, um, as a Mac user, I had to learn how to slow down because something new, I'm telling you, I'm connecting it right now, something new would come out. And I would want to learn how to code it or code with it. And I wanted to have fun so bad with it. And I wanted to just be on the leading edge. However, being a Mac user forced me to slow down in my process. And like I said, like, I was obsessed. Like, I would try to code in my sleep and come up with solutions in my sleep. I was obsessed. But because I'm a Mac user, and it took me like some months to learn this, because I'm a Mac user, I couldn't go as fast, like, as Windows users. So when Windows PC, I think. But I think that's a sign right there. It was like, I gotta slow down and just relax and go with the flow and have fun because I'm acting a little crazy. um, so going back to what I was saying before, I used Visual Studio Code. I like Visual Studio Code. I feel like it's lighter, it's faster, it's pretty. Like, you can change the colors and the themes and stuff. I don't know if you could use that if you could do that with Visual Studio. I also use Blazor. I love Blazor. Building stuff can be so easy when it comes to Blazor. Like if you want to build a website really quickly and you wanted to make it your own, it's yours. You want to have that creative control. Blazor's really good. I also used Microsoft Azure for hosting. And oh my gosh, that was such a process. It was such a process. Um, and going back, I would have asked more questions on how to use Microsoft Azure. But like I managed to host my website using that. And in the process, I learned that it's okay to reach out for help. You don't you don't have to know it all. You do not have to know it all at all. Like, it's ridiculous to even put that type of pressure on yourself and on other people. Um, you don't have to know it all. It's so funny because I interviewed my friend. He lives in Norway. Like, a lot of my friends I've never met in person, which is so cool, which is why I love, like, this whole space. I love this whole space a lot. I have a lot of friends now, and I've never even met them in person, but they're amazing people. We have amazing conversations. Um, but my friend Morten Range in Norway, I just interviewed him, I think last week, and he talks about trauma-free incident management, which is very interesting. But he was saying that his boss at a previous time was saying that you just got to get the right people in the room, get them talking, and somehow everything works out. And like, for me, like, I think that conversation answered some questions within me, like, and helped resolve a little bit of the guilt as well of not being a very um, heady developer. Was that like the message was all you have to do is do you and be you, and then synergy will take over. And synergy is this, it's like it's a force. It's a force of cooperation, working together. And I think it's also working together with spirituality, like on the spirit side. Like it just takes over and there's this momentum, the same way like how galaxies form and like it's like a ball of energy. Like all you got to do is be you. And then synergy takes over and then somehow, some way, it all works out. It all works out. It, yeah.
So how much time you took to do this?
How much time did I take to do
Your website?
my website? So that was it was probably like, so September, October, November, December, January. It took me 5 months to do it. I'm sure it could have been done faster, but who cares? Who cares? Like, I did it. I'm proud of myself for doing it. I just know that I need to eat. I need to sleep and I need to take care of myself. And I learned that it's like, just, I don't have to care about what other people think. Like, it's not that serious. Like, nothing's ever that serious. And I think it was also because for me, I was living a double life. I feel like we're just going all over the place, but this is fun. I was living a double life, and I can't be too hard on myself because at the time I was living a double life. I was working as a payroll specialist and I was doing retirement reporting and payroll. I was because I was the person that processed people's paychecks. So there was a lot of, and it was just me. There was a lot of stress in that because I cared so much about other people. Like, like if I F up, people don't get paid. It's a lot about money. It was about money. Like, people don't get paid. Like, this is very serious. Like, people's retirements are on the line. This is very serious. Like, that's where my mind was at. Like, so that was me in my day job and me hating that feeling that I felt like that. This is very serious. This is so serious. Like, you got to get this right. I hated that feeling. And so I carried that energy into learning how to code. I think that's what's happening. I'm having a lot of revelations right now. Um, that's what happened. I took that energy and I put it into coding. Like, it was fun, but it was almost like, this is very serious. We're in a pandemic. I'm doing a job that I hate. I want more money. People are losing money. I got to get it done. I got to get it right. And and I had to learn about not giving an F anymore, like not caring anymore. Like in a way where it's like surrendering and releasing. Like, I know what I'm meant to experience. I know that I'm meant to experience wealth and prosperity and love and happiness and joy, like all those things. Like, I get so emotionally even like just talking, saying the words. But it's like getting to a point where you're just not giving an F anymore. There's so many, like, when you're on social media, there's so many things grabbing your attention. Like, you need to care about this. Oh, you need to care about that. What's your opinion on this? What's your opinion on that? Oh, and if you have the wrong opinion, you're an evil person. And like, I had to take a little bit of a break from social media. I had to decide to feel good, to decide to think positive thoughts, to decide to know that I'm a good person and it's okay for me to live life fully, because that's all we want, is to live life fully. So, like, I choose to turn on movies that make me feel good and that make me feel like a little kid inside. I choose to listen to music that makes me want to dance. I choose to bask in the sunshine. So yeah, I feel like you have another question. We could talk about that.
Yeah, I'm hearing you. So my next question is, how much you learned in technology?
How much have I learned? I've learned so much. Like, I've learned so much at like all at the same time. I've learned a lot about life. I learned about tech. I feel like in order for tech to be beneficial for ourselves, we have to learn about ourselves. Like, what is it that I want? What is it that I don't want to do? Because for me, like, and I'm so happy because I started, I have a whole nother story. I started my business, and this January, like, I literally just launched my business this January, where it's like a lot of round table style, like tutoring. Like, if we want to talk about like technical tutoring, I prefer to do it in a round table style because I may not know everything, but the other person might know something, and just to facilitate that coming together in that conversation. And I also have one called .NET Mastermind, which is for industry, career, and self navigation. And I also have one that's like for one-on-one coaching. Like, if you want to talk one-on-one and let's work together on this, like, how can we achieve your goals? How can we make you feel better? And I just launched in January, but even in the process of starting a business, I've never done it before. And it's like, am I doing it right? Am I doing it right? Going crazy. Even then, I had to learn, like, to just let it go. Just let it go. And I don't have to know it all. And I had a thought at one point, it was like, oh my gosh, I need a personal assistant. I'm ready for a personal assistant. And that's when Chat GPT came to me. And it was like, what the boop is this? Like, it could write letters for, like, it could do all these. It's basically a personal assistant. And I was like, see, this is what it is. It's like not having to know it all and being in alignment, and you're in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing. And all of a sudden this thing shows up, and it's technology. And it's like, oh, it changes the game for you, and it's just so convenient and helpful for you. I think that's what it is. It's like being in alignment and then letting the technology help you. I don't think we have to like worship technology, like to the point where we have to like pound the pavement, if that makes sense. but it's just like being here and, oh, there's this thing. How cool, how fun. Um, yeah, so I've learned a lot. I have learned a lot.
And how you're contributing now to the technology?
I feel like for me, oh my gosh, how am I doing it now? So for me, how I'm doing it now is by having conversations, giving talks, um, meeting people, learning about them, learning about their story. I feel like learning about what's meaningful to them, because I think like that's the soul, that's the heart of code, that's the heart of technology. So doing all these things with the intention of making something awesome. And for me, it doesn't have to be super technical. It could be something like just like a simple conversation or checking up on a friend, like how are you been? Like how are you doing? It sometimes it just doesn't have to even be about technology. It's just like how are you doing? So that's what I enjoy. But I feel like I've been talking so much about myself. I want to learn more about you. I feel like maybe I don't know if you talk a lot about yourself when you have guests on, but like, what about you? How did you even get into this?
I'm interviewing you. Actually, when I
Oh,
come to your show,
oh my,
because
right?
uh,
Okay.
I'm exploring you here. I'm trying to
Okay.
tell about you to my audience. That's why I'm
Okay.
talking here. Yeah.
I know that's why I have to have you on my show. I just love like learning about other people. So okay. All right. What do you want to know?
Yeah, I'll give the answer for your question. So what made me to come to this? So, I have interviewed a lot of people who are into spirituality, also people who are who are writing books and who are into film industry. A lot of people from global technology, from AWS, Microsoft Azure,
Yeah.
Google, Netflix, all the top companies in the world, also the top level people to the ground level people, the levels, different levels and different countries. More than 100 plus country people came to my show, and hundreds of interviews are still in my list for next
That's
few
beautiful.
months.
That's beautiful. That's amazing. That's amazing. Like you have something that's so beautiful and I love it.
And I interviewed people who are working in space technology, like who are working in NASA. Two people from NASA, like what is going on, how that space technology works. That was
Shut
clear.
up. That's awesome. Space? Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Okay.
And
I want to ask you any more questions.
yeah, well, the motivation for this is I did masters in software engineering, also bachelor's in computer science and engineering. Right now, I'm AWS DevOps engineer. Right now, I'm doing some projects. Apart from that, my full-time job, I'm interviewing beautiful people like you who are
Aw,
doing great work and inspiring people and helping others to learn something and know how things work, like exploring new people and telling them. My motivation or uh, the thought for me came to do this is like there is a subject called computer networks in my
mm,
bachelor's,
yes.
where computers are interconnected with each other and the information transfer happen between them. So one day I was thinking like human created this to solve his problems, to communicate and to connect with each other and share information from one part of the world to another part of the planet. So I want to explore like why can't we understand humans more by talking directly with
Ooh.
humans and exploring humans. The more we understand humans, the better technology we can create, or the better technology we can
Ooh.
think of, or the better technology devices, softwares, or whatever we are using inside these devices, phones or computers, we can create better. Eventually, technology is for human beings.
Yes.
Technology is to solve the problems of human beings. I want to directly talk to human beings. What is your
Yes.
problem?
Yes.
What you're thinking about this? What you're thinking about this? Why you did this? Why you're handling this project? Why you're doing that particular problem? And why you're trying to solve it? So like, and also I thought like, why can't I cross my borders and go everywhere in the world
I
and
love
meet
that.
happen?
I
that's
love
that's my
that.
motivation.
I love that. Right? Like sometimes it's like it's so easy to just become so obsessed with our devices. And it's like even with, and I'm not a political person. I have no need to be a political person. But like going about like TikTok, like I think there could be a potential ban on TikTok. I haven't been keeping up with it, but even then, like I did a talk in Boston back this last September, and it was freaking awesome. It was so fun. It was the first time I got flown out to speak at a conference. Like I'm literally like my dreams are coming true right now. Like it's so crazy. And it's all about me being in alignment. So I know that that's what it is. Um, because like I've always wanted to be in Boston. I've always wanted to go to Boston. I even became a Boston Bruins fan, which is I don't know if you're familiar with hockey, but um I chose to be a hockey fan. Like hockey is not as big as like football, basketball, like baseball, like where I'm at, but I chose to be a hockey fan because I was like, I want to go to Boston. I want to go to Boston. And I became a Bruins fan. And it made sense because I went to UCLA, so we were also Bruins at UCLA. So I was like, yeah, I'm a Bruins fan. I want to go to Boston. And then I just remembered like one night I was like, I just want to speak. Like, that's what I want to do. It's so fun. Like, I just want to speak. Like, I want to have a good, I want to have a talk. I had a talk for .NET Conf like a few months before, and I was like, I'm going to speak again. And I went to bed and I woke up and I got a DM, from somebody, who asked me if I wanted to give a talk in Boston. And I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. I was like, we gotta go. So, like, you see what I'm saying? It's just like all this magic. It's like so magical and so happy about it. So yeah, I was flown out to Boston and I gave a talk called Debugging the Mind, Understanding Fear in Technology. So, I feel like it's very common for some people to be afraid of technology. Like they're spying on us. Like they're doing these things to us. Even how I said before, like, my job may be, automated. I mean, lose my job to technology. I may lose my job to technology. Um, they're spying on us through our devices. Like all of this fear, even with TikTok, like TikTok is now seen as like evil or by some people like evil, like they're out to get us. And what my talk was about was like just breaking down like the fear that we have in our minds when it comes to technology. Like we're much, much powerful than technology. We birthed technology. Technology came from us. It came from the human imagination because that's just how powerful our imagination is. So, that's one thing that I was just so proud to talk about. And even seeing this whole TikTok situation today, I was like, I think TikTok's going to be okay. Like everybody's afraid of it getting banned. But I think it's going to be okay. People get over it. They move on. If it wasn't banned before, it won't be banned now. So I think that, technology is here just to be our assistant, like, and to have fun. I also think that like AI is not scary. AI used to be very scary to me. It used to be so scary because it's like, how are you doing this? And like, how are you sounding like an actual human being? Like, how are you doing? Like, but I choose not to be afraid. I choose to believe that we're so freaking cool and powerful that we've made something like that. And it can never overpower us. It can never control us, unless we allow ourselves to. Even now, I'm choosing to take a break from TikTok because it is addicting. But I still have the power to just log out, because, like I said, you can create your reality. You can code your reality. And for me, I am choosing to be responsible for my life rather than be a victim to it. And I logged out of TikTok, and I all this week I just spent time meditating outside, feeling the grass, feeling the sun. It's spring. It's so beautiful. The flowers are blooming. Like, just to be in nature, to see the birds fly across the sky, to see the trees, and just to be. And I'm having so much fun doing that. I'm gonna do that after this call. Like, I'm about to go outside and feel the sun. I'm gonna meditate. I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna just do me. I'm not gonna think as much. I'm not gonna have my attention pulled in all these different ways where an opinion has to be forced out of me. I'm just going to be. And I think once everybody, and I'm not even going to wait for everybody to get to that point, but I think that it would be of service for people to get to that point where it's like, why are we afraid of TikTok? Like, why are we like, no, we don't have to. We could just log out, put the phone down, go have fun in the sun. It's springtime now. It's beautiful out. So yeah.
So I can understand there are a lot of people in you. One is a person who is loving nature, and one is person who is into technology. One is a person who understands how technology and human connection works. You're talking about so many things. There are so many dimensions in you. I can understand that. So how many professionals that you think that there are that they're in you?
You said how many what?
Professionals.
How many professionals?
Yeah.
That's such an interesting question because I feel like I'm starting to think of myself less and less as a professional. Like, this is just a part of my journey. Like, I feel like there was so much time that I spent having a mask over myself because I wanted to be professional. I wanted a job. And that's another thing I haven't really touched on, is that when I first learned how to code, it was to get a job. But in my journey of spirituality, I realized I'm better off just betting on myself. And that's not to discourage anybody who's working a job and who's happy with it. It's just I'm deciding to bet on myself, and I don't care anymore. Like, I'm not going to live in fear anymore. I'm going to live in faith and love. And I'm betting on myself, and I know that I'm capable of doing amazing things. I know that since I was 4 years old, I know that I was meant to do important things, be on TV, be on stage, whatever it is. I'm not hiding anymore. I'm not like faking being humble. I know that that's who I am. And so I have learned that I'm supposed to be this authentic version of myself. I'm supposed to be true to who I am. And I felt like by being in my job previously, because I've never even had a job in the tech industry. Like, I've created it in the tech industry. When I was trying to get a job, when I was trying to have somebody see me the way that I wanted to be seen, I felt like I had to wear a mask. And it was a mask under the term professional or professionalism. Being professional. I wanted to be accepted. That's basically what it is. I wanted to be accepted, and I wanted to be wealthy and accepted. And I felt like by doing that, in order to do that, I had to put a mask on for other people to see me and say like, hey, We acknowledge you. You've been seen. Here's some money. You know what I mean? Like, and my mind, there's so many layers that I had to unlearn and break out of. Where it's like, I don't give a F anymore. Like, I, and another person could never control, my blessings. They don't have that power. They don't have the power of, denying me money or denying me wealth and prosperity. That's not what this is. And I wouldn't even have that for other people. Like, that's not what this is about. Um, so I feel like I don't consider myself professional anymore. I know that I'm kind. I know that I am respectful. But I don't have to be professional. I know that I can do a lot of amazing things. Like, and I allow myself to do those amazing things.
And have you found the purpose of your life and the existence of your presence?
Say that one more time.
Have you found, I mean, have you understood why you're here? What is the purpose of you being
Yeah.
here?
For me,
And
yeah, okay, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. I'm just supposed to create. I'm supposed to do me. I'm supposed to create. I'm supposed to have fun. I'm supposed to play. Um, there's nothing to fix. I spent a lot of time trying to fix myself and to fix other people, and there's nothing to fix. Even when it comes to like systems, like I know things people feel like they can feel like systems are out against them. I wouldn't even want to give that system that much power over me. Like nobody can block me from my blessings, is what I'm saying. So it's like, I know that I'm here to be Elahn, to be Elahn Danee, to have fun, and however that shows up is however it shows up. I know that I'm supposed to dance. I know I'm supposed to sing. I know I'm supposed to meet amazing people like yourself. I know I'm supposed to have amazing conversations. Um, Even like have amazing outfits because I love fashion. I love fashion. I love to cook. Like all of those fun things. Like that's what I'm supposed to do. I don't have to prove myself to anybody in order to do it. I don't have to, beg for acceptance to do it. I'm just gonna do it. And that's my purpose. My purpose is to live and to enjoy life.
and with your conversation with Swiris, what kind of questions you ask and what kind of information you try to present?
So for .NET book study, that's more technical. That's a technical, like we're going over code itself. For my series, A Conversation With, I'm just talking, with people and discussing with people, having conversations with them about their journey into tech and what they've learned and their human experience and what they've gone through, what they've like overcame, and and the message that they want to share with other people. I just want to highlight their journeys on a human level rather than on just a professional level where we're just looking at their results. It's like, let's talk about what's inside. So that's what I enjoy.
So, how many people you interviewed?
Oh, I feel like I've interviewed a lot. I've been doing live, so I feel like I've had like 5 episodes on that one so far, but I have so many videos, like I think almost like 60. I've had a lot. So it's ongoing. And how can I forget? I'm also on a YouTube channel. It's a panel, with other .NET developers. It's called Inside.net. So I'm on a panel with them, and we're also interviewing developers, and we're interviewing them on the more technical side of that on that channel. So I'm everywhere.
So, doing all this, talking with different people and trying to explore them, asking them questions related to human side and what you learned and what you understood.
um, I've learned that everybody has a story. I've learned to have compassion for that story. And I've learned that I feel like I've learned to respect them in their stories, and that everyone's story deserves to be shared. So I'm all emotional even talking about this. Like, yeah, everybody has a story. And I think once you learn that story, you're more compassionate. You don't have to feel guilty or feel bad or anything. It's just compassion and an appreciation for other people.
And
Sorry.
yeah, go on.
Outside of just what they've produced and the results that they've provided. It's just an appreciation for people, as who they are. So.
So why this interest for you, uh, interest on human beings more than technology?
Ooh, shut up. You know what's funny? It's because in college, I was an anthropology major. So anthropology is the study of humans. So I've always liked studying humans. I like studying myself, and in culture, and just kind of like taking a deep, I think that's what this was, a little bit of it, is when it came to like my journey into tech, I was going through it as an anthropologist. Like I was studying like the culture of the developer and what's important to them. And I think it's just, this has been a very like anthropologist type of thing. It's like very observant, seeing like what is important within the culture and how do I fit? Do I want to adopt that certain ways of thinking? And how can I be true to myself while also embracing the beauty of this culture? So you're funny for pointing that out. It was an anthropology, like I was an anthropology major, so that's what it is.
So studying that anthropology subject, understanding uh, deeper about it, and today you are observing a lot of technology product and services like TikTok. You mentioned there are so many things which are influencing human beings, or human beings are being controlled by them, or human, but
Yes.
but very smart people like you who are controlling technology but not being in control of technology. So many things are happening. So you have understood like how what human beings are, and what we are here, and what the purpose of, like you have went into deeper into it. Now observing these technology products and services, what you have understood as a human being, where we are going by creating all these things, and how this is going to create any energy. Is the energy that is being created with this technology is useful, or
Okay,
like you
okay.
said, AI you mentioned, which is
Yeah.
dangerous.
So I think, okay, I'm not going to say I know it all. What I can say, what I know for myself and in my space is, we hopefully, like, we learn, and I'm learning, is to be in alignment with who I am and myself, rather than searching for that feedback loop on social media. Like, when it comes to the likes and the follows and stuff, and like, oh, like something that's saying like you're doing a good job. Like, I am learning to just be here, be in alignment, be happy, be flowing, be free, and then allow the technology to come to me in the way that I need it, in a fun way, rather than like, I need to see if I got a certain amount of likes on social media. I will say, like, it's funny because I think in 2016 I used to be like that. And I'm not saying that to judge anybody, or to even judge myself for that. But it was like before my spiritual awakening, I used to be like, I need to see like the numbers, like the numbers matter. The numbers matter. And then once I finally got the numbers, I felt empty. I felt empty inside, and I felt sad because like I used to be super into makeup, And I don't know if you like remember like back in 2016, like being a beauty guru was very popular. And for me, since I worked at UCLA at the student store, I was in the makeup. Like I was like doing people's makeup and I was like doing my own and like I knew all the latest products that were coming out. And I had a YouTube channel where I was doing makeup and like I just wanted the acknowledgement that like I was doing amazing things, I was doing a good job, like ooh, I killed that. And then like at one point, like when after doing all of that, I looked and I got the amount of likes that I liked and followers that I liked, and I still felt empty. I felt empty inside and I felt sad and I was like, why don't I like I'm supposed to feel excited about this. And it made me realize, and even today, like I was going over this in my head today, is that um I am learning to be less obsessed with the results and more with the creative flow, that feeling that you get when you're in the flow and you're having fun with it and you're in that process and it's amazing and it's beautiful and you're in the right place at the right time, doing the right things, saying the right things, and like being more obsessed and fun in that energy itself rather than the results. And I think we could be going to that. I don't want to predict. I know for myself that's the direction I'm heading, is having more fun in the flow, the creative flow, and that's where the rewards are. And the results are always going to be amazing because you're in that flow. But being less obsessed with that flow because you're have you heard of the myth of, I think the mythology of narcissists? Like
Yeah.
where, like and it came up in my head, this week when I was meditating and I knew it was for a reason. So it was like he fell in love with his reflection. I'm sure he was beautiful. He just fell in love with his reflection and he just stayed there looking at the pond, his reflection in the pond, forever. And I think our phones, our devices can be like that sometimes, where you're just so obsessed, like, ooh, oh yeah, that video, I look so cute in that video. Like, oh, that website I made was so cute. I did that. Like, where you fall so deeply in love with your reflection and that device that you stop allowing the flow, the beautiful flow of life to run through you. And so it becomes like this loop where you're stuck. You're just staring at your reflection. You're staring at your likes and your followers, but you're not looking up. When you look up, you realize that you tune into your surroundings, like a lot of amazing things are happening. And once I started doing that, like in the here and now, I started noticing more things. Like my awareness had been expanded. My consciousness had been expanded. And I started seeing things all come together. Everything was in the right place at the right time. Amazing things were happening. Magical things were happening. And I think that's why I don't want to look at a screen every day. I don't want to look at a screen for hours and hours on end. Life is happening now. Life is happening now. And once I allowed myself to expand my awareness and be here in the present moment, that's when ChatGPT came to me. That's when AI came to me to help and be all the things I wanted to be, because I don't want to think, I don't want to overthink. I don't want to think too much. I don't want to think too much. I want to feel good. I don't want to think a lot at all. I want to listen to music. I want to be at the pool. And if AI can support me in that way, I'm going to let AI support me in that way. And I believe that AI came to me because I was in alignment. So that's my understanding, and what I'm learning is that technology is spiritual. And I'm not here to convince anybody. I don't care enough to do that. But in the way it shows up for me in my life, like it's all connected. It's all connected. And I embrace it. And I'm having fun with it.
So when this self-consciousness and understanding your own energy happened in you?
When does it happen?
Yeah.
So I have to choose. And I think that's the beauty of it. It's like we have the power to choose like how we want to go, like to choose our path. It's not like no amount of systems can decide that for me. Like I get to decide that. So when it happens is now, all the time. Now, this moment, like I have to decide. I have to choose. However, I noticed that when I decide first thing in the morning, it becomes easier. Like I decide the feeling that I want to feel. I want to feel wealthy. I want to feel happy. I want to feel amazing. I know that I can channel those energies in me and just dwell in it. Cause just the same way that somebody can choose to be stressed about something when they wake up, that's a choice. You're deciding that. And I've spent I've spent a lot of time doing this, but I was very intentional about this week. It was like, nah, anything outside, anything I'm worrying about, it's not that serious. It's literally not that serious. If it was that serious, the sun would not rise in the morning and it would not set at night. Like, if it was really that serious, the world's not going to stop over whatever I'm worried about. So, I've been very intentional this week where it's like, okay, how do I want to feel? Because when you're on a process of betting on yourself, it gets very scary at times. It gets very scary because it's like you're not relying on somebody to give you money. You're not relying when it comes to not, because I quit my job in June of 2022. Cause I was living that double life for a long time and my body started breaking down on me because I was overworked. I was stressed out. I was burnt out for a very long time. So, where was I? I had to, I decided after quitting my job, I decided to have no plan B. Have no plan B and bet on myself and not give an F about anything. To bet on myself, and be true to myself. So, it gets scary sometimes when you allow it to get scary, when you allow those thoughts in you, when you allow, the things that you see, when you make it into this huge monster. And sometimes it's easy for that. But I've noticed that when you become neutral to the thing that you are worried about, when you're just yeah, it is what it is, whatever happens, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I know who I am. I know I'm wealthy. I know I'm prosperous. It just magically gets resolved. When you stay out of the way of it, it's just eh. And that's what I decided to do. Most definitely, with all of my fullest intention, that's what I decided to do this week. It was I'm just going to meditate. I'm going to create when I feel called to create. I'm going to show up when I feel called to show up. I am going to be neutral I'm not even going to fight negative thoughts at this point. I'm going to be neutral to it and let it fall away. And I'm going to align with the feeling that I want to feel. Some call it law of attraction. Some call it law of assumption. I don't care about the words anymore. I'm applying it. Because it becomes this whole argument, do this, no, do that. No, I'm going to do me. And that's all I have to do. And I'm going to feel how I want to feel. I'm going to feel amazing because I want to feel amazing. That's the whole point of this, right? Is to feel amazing, to feel good, to feel proud of yourself. So that, choosing the mornings, it becomes very easy to have that momentum for throughout the day. And I will say, before bed as well. But it's like when I decide in the morning, like I put the music on that makes me want to dance. I put beautiful documentaries on the TV, like the Caribbeans and like Life of the Rich and Famous, like stuff like that, like where it's just very like just beauty and wealth and opulence and luxury. That's what I love. I open the curtains. I take a walk outside with my dogs and I bask in the sunlight. I take in nature. Like I'm doing these things on purpose rather than waiting for a reason to do it. You know what I mean? Because like sometimes like we can get carried away with just waiting for something to happen and then we react to it and it never feels good. So it's like as part of somebody who I know I am coding my reality, I am choosing how I want to feel. I am responsible in my life. I am a responsible person. And I am doing these things because this is who I am and this is how I want to feel. And anything that comes to me, I will respond to it if I feel like it needs a response. And if it doesn't need a response, I will be neutral to it and I will let it flow out of my life.
So when you're feeling this, you're understanding the emotions in you, and you are aware of what you're feeling and what you're going through.
Yes.
This is something which shows the emotional side of yours, and when you're talking about everything very particularly and very confidently, and uh, your answering tells me that you're very logical as well. So I'm sure in this life process, doing feeling things, trying to feel the emotions in
Yes.
different times, in different days, in different uh, um, uh, time periods, you are into emotions also, you are thinking as well. So how do you define this? How do you define or what you have understood emotion and logic
Like
in
like the
your,
balance, like the balance,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
I think if I know when I'm being too logical, when my head starts to hurt. Like, and sometimes I will get like migraines, like tension headaches, migraines where it's hard to like see, like I have to like lay down. I know that's when I'm thinking too much and I gotta stop thinking. It's probably better to just meditate and let it all just dissipate. So I in the process, I've learned that because some say that your thoughts create your reality. And I agree. I agree. However, I don't think that you have to constantly like think. Like, I don't want to think all the time. And some people say that your feelings create your reality. And I agree. And my thing is like I still believe that you have to have grace for yourself. You have to give yourself grace because there may be a time where you have a bad thought or if you feel bad, you feel sick, and you should never beat up on yourself at all. You should never beat up on yourself. Like beating up on yourself and being mean to yourself does nothing. It does nothing. It does nothing. So, I I'm in the process where I'm coming back to my body because the last year I was kind of in my head a lot because I just wanted to think positive thoughts over and over again, over and over again. And one understanding that I've realized that helps is my thoughts, my feelings, my body, it's all one. It's all working together for me rather than against me. Um, and to honor that and to celebrate that, like and to celebrate my own humanity. Like it's like once you realize like you can create your reality, you can feel so like being a responsible person, you can be so hard on yourself because it's like, I'm supposed to get this right. I'm supposed to do this. I'm supposed to things are supposed to work out for me. But, now, like, in this process of me meditating, I feel like I am coming back into my body, and I'm realizing that feeling is embodied thought. I understand that now. Feeling is embodied thought. So, like, say if you want to feel wealthy so that you can have wealthy experiences. So you allow yourself to feel wealthy, and you know that it's the thought that I'm wealthy now. Like, I'm wealthy, and you embody that and you feel it, and allowing that embodiment and allowing it to be in your body, I'm realizing that the cues that I feel in my body is the cues that is for me rather than against me. If I have a headache, it means I'm thinking too much. If I feel some tension in my head, it means I'm thinking too much. If I feel sad, it means the thought that I'm thinking, I don't need to think, because that's not the truth. If I feel guilty or fearful, it just means I'm thinking a thought that's not the truth of what it is. Like, as somebody who believes in abundance is flowing for me, for you, for everybody. We don't have to compete. We don't have to compare. We don't have to fight. Abundance just is. And all of what it is, like all this, like the universe, God, source, whoever, like abundance is here and it's for us. There's nothing to fight about. So once I realized, like, maybe, like, if I'm thinking a thought and I'm worried and I'm having a headache and I'm feeling bad, it's because those aren't thoughts I need to think. It's not a thought that I need to think, because I've seen how things worked out before. I've seen amazing, magical things happen for me, and I'm so grateful for them. I've seen it happen for me. So that energy is there. It's always there. And I can choose to believe in it, or I don't, or choose not to. But it only hurts me. I'm the one feeling bad. And me feeling bad just means that I'm thinking a thought that is not in alignment with the truth of what it is. And that everything is always working out for all of us.
And your energy, a conscious energy, a self-aware energy, and this energy is communicating with other energies in the nature. So, what's your feeling about it?
So what's my feeling about energy flowing?
You communicating with other energies in the nature.
So my feeling, I feel very grateful that I can choose, because I think sometimes when you feel like things are out to get you, like systems are out to get you, you feel victimized. And there were times in my life where I felt very victimized and like scared and helpless. But once I learned the truth, I was like, oh, heck yeah. Like, it took me some time to like to unlearn certain things, certain limitations. And it took experience. I think that's what it is. It took experience. Like, I have not like learned everything that I've learned right off the bat. Like, I'm still learning. Like, I haven't learned all of what I know right now. I didn't learn it just back when I had my spiritual awakening. Like, I knew some stuff, but now, like, with my experience, I know what works for me and what doesn't work for me, and to be okay with that and to be confident with that. But for me, like, knowing that I have this power, it's like, and it allows me to be confident. It allows me to be confident because it's like, I even looked up what the word, like the etymology of the word confident. So confident, it means trust. And I'm allowing myself to be confident because I'm trusting that everything is working out. Even in the etymology of confident, it is there's one that was very interesting. It was private communication, which is crazy to read. I was like, oh shoot, like private communication, like the things that are in my heart, it's very personal to me. It's very personal to me. I know that other people have those same, they have those same, like everybody wants to do well and to live well. It's just the preferences that come up in that well-beingness. So for me, like I know what's in my heart, and I am handing what's in my heart. I'm cleaning all of the gunk out of my mind, cleaning the gunk, all the limiting beliefs, all the negative thoughts. I'm cleaning it out of my mind, and I'm allowing myself to align with what's in my heart. And I'm trusting that what I want wants me more. And the desires that I have, I'm only desiring it is because I'm supposed to experience it. And I'm allowing that to flow to me and not struggle trying to get to it, but having it flow to me. So that's what allows me to be confident. It's because that is the private communication. That very personal is very personal, and allowing it to be personal. I don't have to explain it like that. I don't have to defend myself. This is what's in my heart. What's up? Like that's what it is. So that's something that's very interesting for me and what I'm discovering.
So, as a beautiful energy, what is your observation about my work?
About your work?
Yeah.
I think it's powerful. I think it's courageous. I think it's fun. I think you're doing amazing things. I'm so happy for you. I just have so much respect for you because it's at the amount of energy that it even takes sometimes to just put yourself out there and to just meet new people, like it's insane. Like not caring about what other people think or anything like that. You're showing up as who you are. You're sharing what you feel like you need to share. And I just think it's amazing. You're doing amazing things.
And what do you think that is working for me in order to make this happen?
I think it's your courage and not being afraid. Even the way like you like reached out to me, you were just like very straightforward. Like, can we do a video together? I'm like, sure, let's freaking do it. Like, sometimes it's like you can just really hype yourself up. Like, oh my god, what if they say no? What if they don't? Like, what if they think I'm weird? Like, what if this? What if that? And it's just like, no, F it, boom, hit send, and you're just like, now, look where we're at. Like, we're having an awesome conversation. So I think it's awesome. I think you're awesome. I think what you're doing is awesome. I think you being fearless and knowing what you want is an amazing thing that is working for you, and I love it.
Uh, can you share your web links or the work that you're doing to my podcast listeners so that
Yes,
they
of
can see the
course.
work that you're doing?
Yeah, so my YouTube, I feel like I'm everywhere. My YouTube channel is Elahn Danee Codes, so you can see my name below right here. And it's Elahn Danee Codes. My Instagram is at Elahn Danee Codes. My Twitter, it's a little bit different. It's a Metallica reference. It's called Code the Lightning because Metallica has an album called Ride the Lightning. But yeah, Code the Lightning. And then my TikTok is Elahn Danee Codes. Um, what else? I'm on LinkedIn, Elahn Danee. I think it's Elahn Danee, but you can just look up Elahn Danee Codes on LinkedIn. And then my website is elandane.shop. So like you see my name right here below me. Just put a .shop at the end of it, and that's where you could find my website.
So in your website, all other web links also are there, right? Your Twitter, LinkedIn,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, all my
Instagram.
on my website, all my web links are on there. So I made sure because it just makes things easier that way. So yeah.
So I'll put your website on the screen as well. People who finds our video on YouTube, the entire video, they can see your website, and also I'll put in the description of this video. Also, my podcast listeners also can get it and can see the work that you're doing and can learn a lot from you. Apart from technology, you are great in understanding human side of technology.
I love that. Thank you so much. That's awesome.
Can I put this video on my YouTube channel with your permission?
Of course you can. Yes, of course you can.
And also, can I put this audio and video clip on my podcast, website, internet, social media, everywhere with your permission?
Yes, I appreciate you asking for my permission. So yeah, you can do that.
So keep going, keep doing, and keep inspiring, and keep making yourself happy. And your smile is great, and you're beautiful.
Thank you. So kind. You keep doing amazing things yourself. Thank you.
Keep going. Take care. Bye.